Welcome, Soul Family. This is a channeled message. This called Let the Intuition Speak for Me. The collective reading. At this point, we live and we learning. We're understanding that with growth comes responsibility, and nobody rewards the growth that we undergo and strive at unrewarded. The reward is the idea that we're getting better. We may not see the reward 2 weeks, a month, 2 months after we start, but in the back of your mind, you're just keeping tabs on how consistent you've been and how much the change that you're making to improve or incorporate anything is amazing. Because for me personally, I didn't really have anything I was consistent with besides like negative activities. Like 6 years ago, if you asked me what I like to do or what motivated me to do anything, video games, smoking weed, working 9 to 5, and I like eating. It's all I could like. I sat down and just asked myself what like what lights me up, what makes me the happiest, and I'm like, I don't really like that list, and I had to like really understand and take accountability that okay, well, while it's not necessarily detrimental, I just feel like I'm smarter and capable of doing more. But because I like that's how I grew up and that was the habits that I had to really rethink why I do these things and how I can actually, you know, be proud of the damn list. That was like the weirdest. It was the realest reality check ever. Cause I was in the moment. Like before I questioned it, I was like, okay, I like to play the game, eat food, junk food at that. I worked a 9 to 5 and I like smoking weed. Oh, and what? Listening to music, but no, that's regular. Like, that's bad. And I really sat down. I was just like, like, like that's bad. So I took my time, I changed, and I actually see that nobody's ever going to reward you for putting that work in to put better habits in your life. You're not going to get that satisfaction that you get from typically anything else that you decide to do on paper. We get some type of, instant gratification for it, whether it's a good feeling or something that we can tangibly say we got from doing whatever we're doing. But at what point is then you get older? I'm 28, get older, and what? But you have to show for it because you've been doing the same thing since you were a kid and not really improving. And not to say, I'm the type to like overlook that, but I did at one point. Like well into my 20s, I overlooked it. I was just like, I don't think this is healthy. Like I could be doing more, and not to say that I do the most, but do tarot card readings. I actually make music instead of just listening to it. I like journaling. Like I meditated more. It's just little different things. I don't eat as much. Well, I try not. I have a healthy relationship with food, but my point is put in the work because once you get what you're after putting in the work of showing up to be there for what you believe in, there's nothing better than finally reaping the rewards of showing up for what you cared about the most. And it doesn't get any simpler than that. We have so many things that, we put effort into, but it's not something of our design. It's not something that we literally imagined in our head and just said, hey, you know what, I'm going to really work towards this. Because we can all sit up here and say, oh, yeah, well, I'm content doing what I'm doing. But we all had a dream of something that we would really love to do full time that's, was quickly passed off as something that's not realistic or something that you can't do unless you're super talented or something, like unless you're special. So it's just like, at what point do we give up on what we truly wanted to do in sacrifice to just surviving? Even if I'm surviving, I need to be working for what I truly want. And that's what I decided after growing and understanding things, because at the end of the day, if I'm going to be working, I need to have a clear cut goal on what I'm working towards in the long run. And having a job, I will always be working, and I have like a goal, like let me just, I'm gonna get a new house, and I didn't have a career path. I have my career path now, or I have what I truly want to do, and I'm going to work towards that. And it gets to a point where now I would probably look forward to, juggling that, because before it would just burn me out. Like working and then doing like shadow work and meditation, it's a lot. It's heavy. But once you get to a point, you can understand yourself from a different angle and really make the changes necessary that will really have you smiling later in your life. Like, man, I really wound up, doing what I wanted. Like, cause those regrets, I don't want to taste the bitterness of the regret. Because don't get me wrong, we're not perfect. Bound to make some decisions that we maybe not want to do or regret in the future. But at the end of the day, I tried. I did everything I could to get what I truly wanted to get. And settling is not something that we should be casually opting for. But that was my collective reading. I just wanted to speak about a few things, and really, if you resonated with it, just let me know, because at this point, it's getting crazy out here. We gotta focus on something.